Welcome to San Francisco Week. Tell them what it's about, Jack.
Well, it's all about going to different agencies in San Francisco, figuring out what it's like to work in advertising in San Francisco, and just the culture in general. We went to Erich Kallman, Barrett Hofherr, BSSP, Venables Bell Partners, and Goodby Silverstein Partners, and it's a freaking blast. You're going to want to stick around for this.
Boom. Said it perfectly. Check it out. Margaret Johnson, welcome to the Breaking and Entering podcast. This is our San Francisco tour. You are the CCO of Goodby Silverstein.
I am.
What a dream. And we are in your office
title.
right now. Watch on YouTube. We're in your office, and the cable car actually, it runs right outside your window. That's the most San Francisco thing maybe ever.
Yeah. I mean, for years, Rich and Jeff tried to get me to move over to the other side where they sit, and I never wanted to do it because I just always wanted to hear the cable car, and like that's just part of San Francisco, and you want to feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you really do. It reminds you where you're at. I think that's kind of an interesting question. Have you ever taken the cable car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over the years, yeah.
Okay.
A ton.
Good,
Not
good.
lately,
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Is it an efficient form of transportation?
No, not really.
Okay.
But it's about the
It's actually very
experience.
dangerous. People are hanging off the sides.
No way.
Yeah, people are a little bit
yeah.
reckless with it. And of course you've been on a cable car because you spent your entire career. Is that right? Or you spent
Most of it.
Yeah.
Most of it. I did work.
I saw a little Austin stint.
Dallas.
Dallas stint?
Yeah, I worked at the Richards Group in Dallas for a little bit.
And then, but how long have you been in San Francisco at Goodby?
I've been here over 20 years, so
Incredible.
most of my career.
That's amazing. Yeah. And I think that is, honestly, that's where I think we should start, to be honest.
Besides the people, what has made you stay at this agency?
The work. Yeah. I mean, I think like the thing that Rich, Jeff, and I have in common is that we're all kind of really driven to do fantastic work. We're really passionate about that. And the interesting thing about those two guys and working for two legends your whole career, basically, is that they just always encouraged me to not try to like emulate their style, but have my own style. And that, I think, is kind of what makes the place such an amazing place to work and why I wouldn't want to leave.
Yeah, so it's almost like, working on different clients, all the different kinds of cool work, like your job might feel like it's changing, or like when you work on a new client. Is that kind of your feeling on it? Or?
Yeah, totally. I mean, if you look at our roster right now, we have like such diversity in the clients. We've got everything from, Empower and BMW and American Express most recently.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. And but then we have Cheetos and Doritos. We have Zaxby's. So the personalities of the brands are all really different, and the personality of the work kind of reflects that. So it's just. Yeah, it's a great place. We don't have one style, which is one of the things I really love about this place.
You think about like why people move agencies. It's either for like new opportunities, and that's like with like a promotion or a pay raise, or for work with new clients and stuff. But you've been able to find that kind of variety at one location, which is absurd. It's crazy to think about 20 years at one spot. And you think about it like dog years, Jack. It's like
right.
7. It's 7 years.
20 times 7 is
140.
Correct.
Well done.
Yeah, not bad.
Is that right?
But yeah, that is correct.
Oh
We're
my God.
getting a check there, Ellie.
Ellie?
Yes.
Divided by
She said
7?
yes. She said yes. It is. Yeah, we got it.
We got it.
So it is wild. Are you aware of that in knowing, like, being at one agency for this long?
Have it feeling like 140 years.
No. I didn't say that. but it is kind of wild. Do you ever take a step back and think about, the longevity of your career and like the success that you've been able to have within one agency?
I mean, I think it's not like I haven't had opportunities to leave over the years, but when you really weigh out like what the benefits of being in a place where they kind of let you pursue your own style and also live in a city where there's so much opportunity, it's just a really lifestyle-wise a great place to live and a great place to work.
Mm-hmm. Right. And then I imagine now, with the creatives that are under your wing and coming up in the agency, do you feel like you're trying to continue that streak of letting them have their own style?
Oh,
and
100%.
build from that. And then what's like some of the ways that you're able to do that? Like how does that manifest itself in your leadership style as well as just across the agency's culture?
I think like one big thing for me is like letting people present their own work. So instead of me going in and presenting it for clients all the time, it's like giving creatives the stage and letting them pitch their own ideas is really important.
That ownership, yeah. And I'm curious then, like, part of the reason why we're here on this tour is to figure out what is it like to work at Goodby, yes, but broader sense, taking a step back, what's it like working in the San Francisco market, specifically in advertising? So over the years, I guess it's probably changed. But overall, how does the San Francisco market of advertising differ from, let's say, a New York, Chicago, LA, Austin, from all of that?
A couple of things. One, it's really interesting living in a city where most of the other agencies in the city are run by people who used to work here. Rich has this graphic that is really cool, and at the center, it's Jeff and Rich. And then almost like rings of a tree, you can see all the other agencies that have spun out of this place. So that's pretty cool. We kind of all know each other. It's a very small community, and it is, I don't know, there is a genuine, like, you're kind of always cheering each other on. It's competitive, but you're always cheering each other on. Outside of that, I think just our proximity to Silicon Valley makes us really different from other parts of the country, because we get that first wave of technology that kind of washes through San Francisco. Think about OpenAI is here. There's so many different tech companies that are here, and opportunities to work with them super early. And we were kind of on the AI kind of bandwagon super early anyway. I think we presented our first AI idea in 2018 at South by Southwest for Cheetos Vision.
Wow.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So it was when the iPhone X came out, and if you remember that campaign a million years ago, there was all these beautiful portraits, and this was kind of a spoof of that campaign, where every picture you took with this AI-infused app turned that picture into Cheetos. So that was in 2018. That was a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
So, and it kind of, I don't know, I think living in San Francisco and being a part of such a tech scene has really inspired us to embrace it. And we've had an innovation lab in the agency for, I don't know, and a head of AI for over 15 years.
Stop it.
Well, that's interesting. And the innovation lab isn't something you hear super often in the creative advertising world. Back in my day, I used to be in risk consulting. So very different. But our consulting company, or whatever you call it, had innovation labs, and it was all about that part, consulting, innovation, using new technology. But the intersection of creativity and innovation is kind of a weird spot right now, because of people that are not excited about the AI generated ads that are coming out. But I think you would say this, and I think what we're learning too, even being in SF, is the creative agencies that are leveraging it in ways to advance an idea or advance creative. There's a fine line between that and then just kind of prompting something to create this random AI generated thing.
Yeah, I mean, you always want to use technology as a tool, but infuse that idea with humanity and emotion. That'll never replace live creatives, I don't think.
Yeah, and I mean that Cheetos, even the 2018 Cheetos Vision idea is such a good example of it's not AI'd into oblivion. It's
right.
It's taking a great idea and just using the tech that you have to enable it and create an experience for someone that otherwise wouldn't exist.
That's right. We did one of the first campaigns with OpenAI ever, and it was we have a client, the Dali Museum, and they're super open to using technology in a museum, which has been an amazing opportunity for us. But OpenAI was wanting to collaborate, and we got OpenAI and the museum together, and we came up with this idea called the Dream Tapestry. We were able to bring people's dreams to life on these giant screens in this room, and then we stitched them all together, like the 6 different dreams that people were typing in, and it just created this beautiful space. And to be able to like see something like that come to life, it was your dream, it was very personal, and to see that like magically come to life in such a large scale was pretty incredible.
And that kind of like another major point I am curious about. You talk about working with the museum. I'm curious about like Goodby Silverstein Partners' place in the city of San Francisco and the relationship with like the municipalities and like the other businesses. I imagine that since Goodby's been here for so long and it's such like an anchor, it feels like, to the community. Like, what is that relationship like? Because I think it's very rare. Like, if you think about like creative agencies that have really like anchored into a city. I'm curious,
The
like
fabric.
the fabric
yeah.
of it.
I mean, we did a campaign, you probably saw it, called It All Starts Here.
Mm-hmm.
And it really highlights exactly what you're talking about, the spirit of entrepreneurship in San Francisco. I mean, think about all the incredible companies that have come out of this city. Levi's, The Gap, OpenAI, like Apple. Like it's just incredible, the creativity and entrepreneurship. And that's infectious. Like, you live here and you kind of harness that spirit and you want to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm. It all starts here. I love that. And then like, so noting that you guys have like this robust ad market here, you've been here for 20 years. I guess like looking back, like what were some of those major moments for your career? And like where you made something and it won an award, or it really kind of reinforced that you belong in this city at this agency?
Gosh, there's been so many different like chapters in my career here, and I would just say the agency has just reinvented itself over the years. There's never any like holding on to this is what we are. It's really kind of more of a stick and move kind of situation where, okay, culture changes, we need to change too. I think like another thing that's like super important to us is that, especially being in a city where technology is all around you, is to make sure that we are making stuff that people actually care about. And that is, our agency mission, and the way we do that is through something that we call mass intimacy. And mass intimacy is like when you're, speaking to millions and millions of people, but you make that interaction feel really personal. And that's kind of the humanity that I was talking about before, and like infusing things with emotion, even though you're using really powerful, tech.
Yeah, like Cheeto's other hand.
Yeah.
Just like Cheeto's other hand.
Like you're writing with the offhand. It's like mass appeal, but then you find yourself as me as an individual writing.
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, I kind of nailed that connection, right, Margaret?
Yeah.
Like, you have to admit.
You really
that
did
was a pretty-
bridge the gap there.
He's good. He's good.
Speaking of bridges, Golden Gate Bridge. I mean, that thing is unreal.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's a
Every
feat.
Christmas Day, my family and I walk across the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh, that's fun.
How long does that take?
It takes a long time.
On Christmas Day?
Yeah, we do it on Christmas Day.
Oh, that's fun. And speaking of walking together,
Let's see how this goes.
How's this transition
This
going
is
to
gonna
work?
be good.
are you ready for this?
Okay, walking
Speaking
together.
of walking together with an agency like Goodby, the size of it, but how do you get everyone, all the creatives, to walk together? You talk about how as culture changes, the agency needs to change as well, and you can't be resistant to that and adapting to culture. How do you get everyone on the same page to continually, when it makes sense, to maybe pivot or adjust or look in a different direction?
I think it's just kind
Great
of like
question, Jack.
infused into the DNA of the place. If you work here, and I mean, we're one of the few agencies that still have the founders kind of walking the halls.
Mm-hmm.
So there's already like a bar, right? There's an expectation that the creativity is going to be, pretty high.
Yeah.
And so I think if you work here, you embrace that and you want to be a part of it, and you become sort of fearless. It's also part of like living in San Francisco in such an environment where, I mean, think about how many startups are here and how much failure there's been with the majority of those startups, but that really doesn't stop any of them. And that kind of spirit is kind of infused in the whole city and this agency, right?
Yeah.
you're not afraid of failure. It kind of creates this confidence and bravery.
Yeah, Gino's got a question. He raised his
I
hand.
raised my hand.
And then after that, I have another question.
Let's go.
And then
We're lined up for
it's
2
actually a question that kind of prompts you, and then alley-oops into
let's
Margaret.
go.
So we're going to run a little three-man weave
Okay.
after this question.
I just
Am I going to get dunked on right now?
No,
Nobody's getting
I've gotten
dunked
dunked.
on. Jack got
I got
dunked on.
dunked on a couple days
Yeah,
ago.
yeah. What type of people like succeed at Goodby Silverstein and Partners? What are you looking for? Maybe what's the trait that breeds success here for the long term? Maybe that you definitely have. What is it? What's the secret sauce?
Well, one thing I will say about this place is there aren't a lot of jerks and know-it-alls.
Mm-hmm.
That's just
That helps.
people they come through, but they never last here. So that's one thing you should know about this place. I think the people who do last, and there's been a ton of people who've been here for a long, long time, and a ton of people who boomerang back is what we call them, boomerangs. They leave, they work other places, they come back because they say the culture here is so strong that they just could never find it anywhere else. But I think that hunger and desire to want to make things, I talk a lot about firsts here at the agency and just doing things that have never been done before. So people who have an appetite to kind of jump into the darkness
Yeah.
without
the
knowing
firsts.
exactly what's going to happen.
I like
Yeah.
that first approach. Like it just breeds that stuff that's newsworthy, gets attention, buzz, and like from a journalist kind of quote unquote journalist side of things, we like firsts. So
Yeah,
it does
yeah.
work.
I'll give you an example. I mentioned the Dali Museum, one of our clients, and we were approached by Google recently when this is back when VO2 came out, and they were like, "Hey, can you play around with this technology and create some great work for us?" So we did that, and we unearthed this screenplay that Salvador Dali had written back in 1937, and he had pitched it to MGM, and they said, "Okay, this is like impossible to make." And so then we started playing around with VO2 and discovered that we actually could bring this movie to life. It was going to be, the MGM said it's unaffordable, it's too surreal, we can't make it happen. So for the first time ever, long after Dali has died, we were able to bring that movie to life.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
wild.
Yeah,
That's
and it was a
insane.
pretty wild movie too.
I would have to imagine so. How long was it?
20, I think it's 22 minutes.
Perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
That's perfect.
Not
That's a
all my
perfect amount of
attention
time.
span.
Yeah.
But it's a wild ride. He kind of famously said, "I don't do drugs, I am drugs," and it kind of
That's badass.
reflects that.
I mean, I'm stealing that for sure because like none of our
I
friends
am
are
the
gonna know.
drug.
None of
Yeah,
our friends are
no.
gonna know like a Salvador Dali quote.
No,
I will
I
for
have no
sure
idea.
be telling people I am drugs.
Jack's been saving up this big question here, ladies and gentlemen. What is the home run question?
It's kind of
Jack?
like a weird roundabout thing.
Uh-oh.
It's a little
Should I
bit
be worried about
Dali-esque in its own right. But I want to start by I want your opinion, Gino.
Yes, Jack.
Like Goodby Silverstein Partners feels like you get the call to come work at Goodby. You're packing your bags. You're moving from anywhere in the nation to come to San Francisco.
No
to-
doubt.
No doubt,
doubt.
right? I feel like it is one of those agencies.
Yeah, no, I mean, you study it, you want to work there, and you apply for the internship. You don't get it, you cry. You settle for healthcare marketing, like in Chicago, for a little bit, and then you start a podcast to try to get their attention, and they say no, and then you keep going, and then you finally get in their office.
Yeah, and so that was not about anyone in particular.
Oh,
That was
sorry,
about
what's
nobody in
that?
particular, but with
I
that.
mean, that actually is my path. That is how I found my way here. So if you like dial it back to, back when you were looking through award annuals, like when I was a student, that's what I was doing. And I used to follow this art director named Jeremy Postier, who used to work here. And I used to try to be like him. He just had like an approach that felt very editorial and very unadvertising like, which I was never a big student of advertising. I always I hate that feeling of being sold to, which kind of takes us back to the humanity and emotion thing we were talking about earlier. Yeah. But anyway, so I used to follow Jeremy, and then when I got out of school, I sent my portfolio to him, and he's like, I love your book. Well,
That's great.
Of course he did, because it was just like his. But at the time, he was working at a place called Leonard Monahan, Lou Bars and Kelly, and he hired me to come work for him there. And then shortly thereafter, he boomeranged back to GSP. I left there. I went to Dallas, and I worked for a guy named Grant Richards. And he left the Richards Group, and he came to work here.
Mm-hmm.
And then those two guys then brought me with them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's serendipitous that the agency I was studying when I was in school and really kind of dreaming, oh, wow, could I work there someday? That ended up actually happening.
Well, that's like, it's the greatest recruiting tool. Like, it's similar to everything about recruiting for like college sports, like success and like doing great work. And that's the best recruiting tool to get creative talent. And then it sounds like I want to hear your thoughts on this, like that flywheel of you get good people in here that aren't jerks, and then they bring in other people that aren't. People are attracted to that kind of work and that kind of.
And then they help kick out the jerks that do come through.
Exactly. And then it's important to like establish that culture.
New business, more wins, more people, boom, boom, boom.
And so I guess my question is, what's your advice for even, speaking to the broader advertising industry, marketing industry? This could be brand side as well. Like, how do you get started in like creating that culture? Like, what are some of those steps? Because it's easy to say like, oh, just hire the right people. But, what does that actually mean to be in it for the long haul and establish something?
Very rewarding, for one thing. But it's funny, our recruiter here always makes fun of me because when he sends me someone's book, I immediately like flip to the section that says personal.
Yeah.
And I look at that first. And he's always like, why are you looking there? Their portfolio is like, 2 tabs over or whatever it is. And I'm like, because that's who they really are. So that's what they're passionate about. That's like really the kind of work that if they're going to do something amazing, it's going to be probably in that realm, right? So then I kind of know who it is that I'm hiring and what kind of person they're going to be just from that section. So I don't know. I tend to hire people that I can tell are hungry and they have a fire in their belly and they want to make amazing things. They want to do firsts. They want to make things that haven't been done before, and they like the unknown.
Mm-hmm. Love that. Mm-hmm. If a client or a potential partner was like, show it, like, what's the work that you all are most proud of right now?
In your creds deck.
Creds deck kind of thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think one of the things that we kind of always circle is just what's happening in culture. So like Super Bowl, we did a spot with Seal as a seal for Mountain Dew, right? That's a good example. That idea started as a meme a long time ago. And it's funny because when we pitched the idea to Seal, he said, oh, I know this idea. My kids showed me this. They were making fun of me with this meme. Okay, yeah, I'm in it. I want to do it. I was
a big fan of that spot.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. But,
There's a little bit of Seal. I could do a little bit of Seal. Like, that's just how he sounds. I don't even know, like,
That's funny.
We're keeping that in.
So I would say, like, there are things that we always go back to. We don't have a style, but it's like whatever's happening in culture. That's what we're into, and that's like what we like to bring to life because that's what people can relate to and like what's gonna feel relevant to them.
For sure. Yeah, it's just you have to be entertaining. You have to be entertaining at the end of the day.
100%.
And the best way to do that feels like to be a part of be in the culture conversation of what's happening right there.
That's right. That spot won the Grand Clio for entertainment.
Yeah,
right?
that's what's up.
Okay, let's go.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Zeitgeist is a word.
Zeitgeist is a good word. It's a great advertising
I like
word.
to use zeitgeist.
Zeitgeist
I
is
use
money.
that a lot. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, Jack has great hair. This is something people consistently say about him. What is something that clients consistently say about Goodby Silverstein and Partners?
I would say they consistently say we are good collaborators. We're great partners. If you think about Comcast, if you think about Frito-Lay, those are clients that have been with us almost 2 decades. So they don't stick around if they're with people who really don't care about their business. So we're in it. We're
Yeah.
in the
Yes,
trenches
you
with
are.
them,
Quick-
you know, and I
quick-
think every
super
client would
quick
say that
follow-up.
about us.
Yeah, make
Super
it
quick
though.
follow up.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry.
sure.
I mean, to be with those partners, I'm sure there's like turnover even within their departments and like different leaders
Sure.
coming in and out. But you still are like the challenges of if new leadership comes in, but maintaining the partnership and knowing that like you're in it with them.
Sacred.
It's gotta be sacred. Has that been a challenge? Obviously, like the CMO position is one that has high turnover.
I think like when someone new comes in, we're not trying to, again, it kind of goes back to stick and move. You don't try to keep doing what you were doing. You have to like reinvent whatever it is that the next person's vision is for the company, right? And there's usually a reason. Maybe the company's not,
Right.
growing as fast as they want or selling as much X as they want. So, yeah, we just try to like bring their idea of what the brand needs to be to life.
Yeah, and then you have all that archived knowledge and like past ads, and you
Totally.
know all that too. It's
Totally.
like this is what we tried here, and like here's where we can go. So it makes sense to me.
It's amazing. Fantastic.
Margaret
Yeah.
Johnson, thank you so much for sitting down, talking with us. It has been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Boom.